So the other day, browsing Amazon, just doing some shopping for cat food, I was recommended this product called Mint State Cleaner, Bronze and Copper Cleaner by Mint State Restoration. And I usually have a policy of avoiding purchasing and using any product that's marketed as, some one-stop solution to cleaning bronze and copper coins, because ancient coins, every single one is different and each case requires a different solution. However, this time I was kind of curious and I decided I was just going to purchase it because I want to see if this actually works. I want to test it per their instructions and just see, can I employ this in my process even if it's not the only solution? And, their marketing shows, as you can see, that, it apparently removes, dirt, verdigris, corrosion. That's cool. I mean, I'd love that, right? I'd love something that I could just pop all my uncleanable coins into and they'd come out with some detail. That would be great. The product description says it's a smart alternative to chemicals, conceived and developed as an alternative to harsh chemical and expensive cleaners. Perfectly blended to clean quickly and effectively without damaging your coins. Now that's important right there. I do not want this to damage my coins. It says the formula for Mint State was tested thoroughly using real coins by experts in numismatics and ancient artifact restoration. That is a big and fairly vague claim. I'm not doubting them. I'm just, this makes me a little bit skeptical whenever I see something this kind of matter of fact. So anyway, I'm gonna buy one and let's just see if it works. Let's see here. All right. So we got a little bottle here. It says, Mint State Cleaner, a little label. All right, we got directions. And that's nice. They've actually included a printout of all the directions. Okay, so I'm going to, follow the directions for preparing a soak, and then I'm gonna get some coins that will be our kind of guinea pigs here. All right, so these are the coins I'm going to be testing on, and there's a selection here, kind of varying in patina type and corrosion level. So on this side we have less dirty, but more kind of corroded, chalky, green. And as we get over here, we get a little bit more dirt on there. So varying dirt levels. You can already see that this one's kind of corroded under there, but there's a green patina. So we'll see if it can remove that dirt. We're getting into a little bit of a higher quality here with dirt on the surface. There's a patina I want to keep intact. We'll see how it does with that. And then here we're getting into kind of harder dirt and harder sediment corrosions as we get over to the right here. All the way over on the right, we have this coin, and this is a super hard incrustation on here. It would take me a long time with hand tools to be able to remove this from the surface. So let's see if this cleaner can maybe reveal some of what's under this thick kind of plaque-like layer. Different tools for different jobs. It might be unrealistic for one cleaner to be able to clean all these coins, right? But if I can find out, that it works on at least one kind of coin or works better for certain techniques or certain uses, that's still valuable and it's still a good tool to have in your arsenal. So I'm looking forward to seeing how useful this stuff is. I don't want to breathe it, so I'm outside and I have my little workstation here. We got some gloves so I don't get it in contact with my skin. I have the actual tray I'm going to be putting the liquid in, and then a little cover for it. We have our victims, and then I have a little rinse if we need it, and some different tools I might need. Okay, directions for use. Shake well before using. Pour about a centimeter of liquid into this container. It says let the coins soak for about 15 minutes, then look at each coin and check what effects have occurred. All right. And just smelling it right now, it almost has a menthol-like smell to it, kind of mouthwashy. Yeah, that's definitely almost like a mouthwash. Already on this one, I can tell it's softening up some of the dirt. Okay, I'm gonna set a 15-minute timer. The alarm for 15 minutes just went off. So I'm gonna remove these, put them on this paper towel to get some of the excess liquid off, put them in this water to hopefully stop most of the acidic liquid residue from doing anything. Hopefully that'll kind of rinse it off. And then after that, I will actually go inside, rinse them off. While I put the next 3 coins, I'm just gonna put the other 3 from the test batch in here for 15 minutes as well, so that we have all of our specimens tested on. All 8 of these coins soaked for about 15 minutes. During the course of that soak, I rotated them probably once or twice each, just to make sure that each face was down in the bottom, basically, of the container, which is where I guess the more acidic side. Okay, so obviously the first effect you'll notice is that there's still dirt on these, right? A 15-minute soak in this stuff has not, been a miracle solution, though it never claimed to. This is pretty much what I expected to happen. It might just be me, it seems like some of the dirt has loosened a bit and is sitting maybe a little bit above the patina more than it did before. So it seems like at least this was beginning to work. It seems to me like if this stuff's gonna, do its magic, it's gonna need a lot longer to soak. So if we look to the instructions here, after the 15-minute soak, it says, check how they're doing. We just did that. So now we're gonna soak for longer. And it says for bronze coins, check every 6 hours. So that's a fairly long soak we have coming up. So that's what I'm gonna do next. All right, so I'm gonna seal this up to prevent evaporation. We will see you in 6 hours. All right, so it's now dark and it's been about 3.5 hours to 4 hours since the soak happened, and you can see that, well, something's happening in here. There's some green, leaching out in the liquid solution. So it looks like something's happening. There's also little concentrations of bubbles. Something's happening here. So I'm gonna actually flip these coins and then let them soak for the remaining couple hours. All right, it's been 6 hours since I put these coins in the solution, and it looks like something's happening, that's for sure. There's definitely some green coming off. So I'm going to bring these inside. I'm gonna rinse them off with water and possibly soak them for a little bit just to get any of this excess residue off, because I don't want the acidic process to keep going. And then we'll take a look. Okay, so it's the next morning and these have been soaking overnight now, just in plain old water. Hopefully this will have neutralized a little bit, any acidic residue that was left on the coins. I did change the water one time. So I'm gonna rinse these and I'm gonna give them a quick scrub with this soft toothbrush to hopefully just remove any loose dirt that might be on the surfaces. Then we'll take a look. Okay, so here are the coins laid out in kind of the same order that they were before. And as you can see, at first glance, it doesn't seem like much has changed in terms of, how, quote, clean these coins are. So there's a couple main effects that I've noticed, and I'm sure you're noticing as well. First of all, this is not a miracle coin cleaner, obviously. We knew this going into it, and they never claimed to be, but lesson 1 is that no, you can't just buy a miracle coin cleaner and have it work. What does this do though? What effects do we have? Well, I did notice, there was a green kind of like runoff from the coins when it was in the solution, and there's a funny effect that happened that I'm noticing. And this is actually something they warn you about on the instructions, is that often the green patina of a coin can be turned into a reddish or pink color. And in this case, it certainly has turned pink. And this happened to a number of these coins in this lot here. It happened to this one, a little bit on this one, mostly on this one. That one seems fine. This one, there is some pink. This one, you can kind of see a little bit of the base metal. And this one seems pretty okay. Although I do see some of that pinkish coloration on the ridges. Basically, wherever the liquid was able to seep into InTouch actual surface, like copper surface of the coin, it has kind of colored the surface hot pink. That's something to be aware of. Collectors generally do not want their coins hot pink. Now, the best result, I guess, I got from this test was from this guy who was way over on the far left, and this had very kind of already a chalky light green patina, and there was some, you know, a little bit of dirt and stuff before caked onto there, and some of that has been removed here from the solution. It seems like it did loosen up a lot of the sediment. And in general, I think, you know, the solution definitely loosens up a lot of the big dirt sediment as any liquid soak might do. But this one was certainly a little bit more aggressive, and it's up to you to decide if it's too aggressive or not. So this is probably the best result, and it was a very minor result. As you can see, the coin still has a light green and a chalky patina to it, so that was not altered. But other than that, you know, while we do have some dirt being removed from these coins, like this one, I think there's some sediment removed. It would still take hand tools if I wanted to clean this further. Now this coin, it's really hard to say. This coin might straight up just be ruined. This coin, when I put it in the soak, had a fairly, what seemed like even, hard kind of incrustation of dirt, right? This was the far right coin. And now, you know, that dirt has kind of chipped away, especially along the ridges here. And instead of seeing nice green metal patina underneath, I'm seeing this hot pink, almost, you know, copper color, which is probably some oxidation of the base metal of the coin happening. And you can also see it right here. There's like 3 little kind of dots or like punctures to the dirt where you can see that the acid has made contact with the metal and discolored it. And then for these 4, there wasn't really much of a change. There was some sediment that got loosened up, but you know, I was really looking forward to, hopefully, at least on this coin where there was some really more caked on loose buildup of sediment, I was looking forward to that, you know, kind of having that miracle solution where it would just all fall off and I'd have a perfect patina, but alas, that did not happen. So there it is. This has been my first kind of experience using this bronze and copper cleaner by Mint State Restoration. You know, this is not a review that's meant to shit on any product or, you know, put any product down. I'm just trying to give you my kind of honest first experiences using this stuff. But for me, honestly, I don't think I'd continue to soak my coins in this, even though it says you can, you know, keep soaking them. I mean, it is acid at the end of the day. And yeah, I mean, you could put the coins in there for as long as you wanted, and eventually they would probably break down. But for me, the big kind of negative point was seeing the effect this stuff had on the actual patina and surface of the coins, how it discolored them. That isn't really the goal I have in mind with my restorations and cleaning. So I'm sure there are some uses for this stuff, but I have not found it yet. Leave a comment if you have any suggestions or advice or thoughts. Do you have any experience with this stuff? Are there any other products that you would recommend or are curious about that you'd like me to maybe take a look at? So thanks so much for watching. Subscribe so you don't miss the next restoration video. I'm working on it right now and it's gonna be a banger, so keep your eyes out for that.